easy way to braid the hair for invisible parts. So all that zigzagging and side to side and back and connecting, all that crap is just BS, and it takes more time than necessary. So this is a super easy way to braid it. That's perfect. You just add a net and it gets the job done, and it's quick. So first thing is you want to make just two really small, you can see that, really small braids right where your part is. This is just ankle braids, and I just braid that all the way straight back. Um, just straight back to the, this is my first video, so yeah, bear with me. Straight back. And then I always do perimeter braids, and you always want to make your perimeter braids pretty small, just going all the way straight back. And I'll show you in a second how you connect these braids like this, so you don't have to worry about how it's sewn up, so you have big bulk in the back, because people don't like to feel that at all. So this is how you can eliminate that, and that cuts down time of having to go back and sew those braids down, so on and so forth. And then you see the braids just come in a straight back pattern. Straight back, the back of the head. And the other side is the same thing. You have your perimeter braid for anchoring, and then all the rest of the braids just go straight back. Now I will show you how I connect these braids so that they do this in the back, and it's still smooth. Like when you sew it down, it's going to be smooth. You're not going to have any bulk here. You don't have to go around the corner, doing around the head, so on and so forth. None of that mumbo jumbo. So I'm going to part it off and then show you how I do it. So again, the part is doing the same shape as this. Coming back and coming straight back on the head to the bottom. And obviously you have to get, your curtain needs to be a lot thinner down here at the bottom than it is up here at the top. So I'm going to braid down. You know how to do a regular braid down. So where I get to where I'm connecting it on the mannequin head, and then I'm going to show you how I connect the braids. So the most important thing to remember is you're going to be working, I work from edge to center. You have to work from edge to center in order for this technique to work. So the first braid was the perimeter braid, then followed by the second braid, followed by the third braid, because you're interlocking these braids. So when I get to that part, I will show you. Now with this braid, I'm about halfway down. I'm probably about the top of the ear. And where you grab the braid depends on the length of the hair. Obviously, the longer the hair is, the further up you have to grab the hair in. See, this braid, if you can see it, is very long. People with shorter hair ends up here, you'll braid further down in order to grab it. But since this hair is long, what I'm doing, so now I just have this regular braid, how you grab. Now, the hanging part of this braid here that you finish from the braid directly beside it, you want to grab it like this, add it in, and add this skinniest part of the braid in with the furthest part of the hair to braid, and then just continue to braid down. Now, the braid that was hanging directly beside this braid is now up. And if you can see that, I'm drop it, but you see no hanging braids, no space. Now you have this braid that's hanging that you have to deal with. So now I'll show you again how you incorporate this braid into the next braid. So I'm going to part that one off. And Again, like I said, when you do your parting, the basic straight back part, straight down, easy, quick. Obviously, again, the top is going to be a lot thicker than it is at the bottom. It's going to be a lot more narrow. That way, you're able to get all those braids at the back of the neck. The longer the hair is, the higher up you have to start because you really want to get the thinnest part of the braid incorporated into this braid so it doesn't get too bulky back here. Um, but obviously, shorter the hair is, the further down the braid. If you can see on the head, I stopped almost right with the top of the ear because this is pretty long. So now again, what I want to do is grab this braid that's hanging, take it and incorporate it into the back part of the braid, like the third section. If you can see that. Here's like the third section, the back part of the braid, three sections. You're going to take this braid and you're going to add it to the furthest section that you grab for the braid, like this. And then you just continue to braid as usual, making sure you keep that tension on there, because if you see now this one is hanging, it's too loose. So you definitely want to make sure that's not loose. So you just kind of unravel in the back of that back there again. And we'll continue braiding. And if it ends up being loose, it's fine. I always use a braiding cap, a weaving cap, or a weaving net, so you can kind of braid down, but it's better if it's tight in the beginning. That way you don't have to worry about, oh, do I have to go in and sew that down, and so on and so forth, or making sure that that's flat when you sew the net down. But if it just happens to be, especially when you first start out this technique, that you can't get it flat, it's okay. As long as you're going to use some sort of net or something over here. So just remember, continue and braid all the way down. And I'm going to show you again for a third time because I know I learned this technique from African Burning Shop. And when I first did it, it wasn't that easy for me. I didn't quite understand it. It took me a while to grasp it. I know other people might learn faster than me, maybe able to do it quickly. But yeah, so just in case, I'll show you one more time. This is the last braid. I'm going to show you how it all looks into the overview. So again, the last braid, which is braided straight back. Easy, simple, no zigzagging, no figuring out what to do with this hair, that hair. All that is not necessary. Believe me, not at all. I work at a weaving shop. I do sewings all day long. This technique, I can braid someone's hair in 15 minutes. I usually do a full basic sewing in about an hour to an hour and a half, and that's from braid to finish. So, you want to come up with the most simple and quick way to braid the hair to get it. And just make sure your braids aren't too huge and bulky. But yeah, so I will show you once again on all of it. I'm just going to braid as usual, regular braids. If you have questions on how to braid, I can do a tutorial on how to braid as well. But more than likely, if you're doing sewing, you probably already know how to braid. So again, if you see where I've stopped, you see it's at the top of the ear, directly across from your hands on. Now, the leave out from the last braid that is right beside the braid that I'm braiding, I'm going to take it, bring it up, incorporate it within the hair that I'm braiding into, and just continue to braid and down. I mean, it's that simple. The only thing that I suggest to you for sure is letting the client know that they need to be careful when taking this out, because if they're not familiar with the braid pattern that you've used, they can start on the inside and really like cut their hair. So um, let them know where you've ended and suggest that they start from the outside, unbraiding and working their way in, because as they unravel this braid, it's going to unravel the following, so on and so forth. So now, since this is the last braid, and obviously I braid from the outside in, and from this side in, you have the braid left over from this side. So now all you do is incorporate this braid in with the hair that you're braiding and continue it. Now, you're finished. Well, your braids are put up, it's flat back here. You're not going to have bulk in this area. You see it's just as flat on the top and the sides as it is the back, even with the round pattern. So now all you have to do is bend this up, sew it down, and you still have a perfectly flat background. Now, let's move it. Let's start over here. This pattern can be used for any type of sewing, really. But I really like to use this with these two really skinny braids right here in the top, going straight back on the head, all the way back. And this is the technique that I use every single time when I do an invisible part sewing. These braids are used to anchor, like you can anchor the beginning of that track to these, and then you still have your perfect space. So you can get that perfect line that you want. And then all the remainder, then the next thing I always do is I braid my perimeter braid, which comes all the way around. So you have an anchor for when your tracks are coming out here. Instead of hair, you have a braid to anchor those tracks to. Again, on this side, you have your braid going all the way down, all the way straight back here. And all of the following braids are just doing the same exact thing. Going all the way straight back. Straight back. Simple, easy. And again, you have to start on the outside and work your way inward. On the outside and work your way inward. So as you're braiding this one, this hair is left out, it is connected to this following braid, braided up, so on and so forth. So this is the pattern that I use. If you have any other questions, please let me know. If you want to stick around to see how I actually sew the hair in, feel free to do so. I'm going to try to make a tutorial. Again, this may be really rough because this is like really my first tutorial that I'm doing. Well, second, I did one a long time ago, but so I'm learning. And if you have any suggestions or questions, just let me know. And again, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
If I were a drum, I would use my cymbal. If I were a rock,